And I'm so excited to hear what he's going to present to us, and I know y'all are excited too, right? So let's
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Titan Capri. I'm with the Titan Capri Experience, also working with Kevin with True Project. And I just want to take a moment, if y'all would, with me, and let's kind of clear the air, let's clear the space, let's open it up. So I would like for us to take a breath, if we would, because I believe that breath is life and life is breath, right? In order for you to live, you got to breathe. And so with that, I want to take a breath. But before we take the breath, I want you to take a moment and think about that thing. Think about whatever it is that's happening with you right now. Think about something that has not been accomplished. Think about something you want to accomplish. And think about that thing. And when you take that breath, take that in and acknowledge whatever it is. If it's pain, if it's agony, if it's concern, if it's great, if it's I just won the lottery, whatever it may be, I want you to take it in and I want you to hold it. And then when you blow it out, I want you to blow it out and acknowledge that you are in control. Let the universe know that you are in control of whatever that thing is. If it's a good thing, you're in control. If it's a bad thing, then you're in control of it, right? But you have to acknowledge it. And how I like to acknowledge it is with breath. We breathe it in, and then we blow it out. And then we blow it out to the furthest of the universe, to the deepest part of the ocean, so it can't come back around to us real quick, right? Y'all with me? We good with that? So on the count of 3, we're going to take a deep breath in, and then we're going to blow it out. It's going to be a 5 pace. And some people know my 5 pace. It's not a regular 5 pace. So if you don't get to 5, you're all right. 2, you good. You right? Just take the breath in. The whole point of it is to acknowledge that breath. Acknowledge that you're living, right? That you're living. All right? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Blow it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen. My piece today is we thrive. I've been lying to myself that I could tangle with death, that life is day in and day out, that my spirit has been in drought, living for the next sunset and sunrise, so all I can do is hide my cries. This life was not only meant for you to live, it was meant for you to thrive. No more hiding, no more fighting, no more crying, and no more lying. I found out recently that my life meant more to me than the strife that I have been facing and pacing the floor, placing the blame, holding my head low because I was ashamed. As I look in the mirror, the question becomes clearer. Titan, are you going to live or are you going to thrive? No more hiding, no more fighting, no more crying, and no more lying. God gave me this gift. Spirits I'm able to live. Dreams I'm able to achieve. Souls I can set at ease. Because finally, I can now see me and thrive. We thrive. We thrive. Come on, sing it. We thrive. We thrive. We thrive. Louder. We, that's it, thrive. Yes, now. We thrive. We thrive. We thrive. We thrive. Today I want to tell you, keep going, come on. That's it. Today I want to say thank you for doing one thing today. Y'all showed up. Y'all came in today and showed up. So therefore y'all showed out. What are y'all doing today? Y'all are thriving, right? Y'all hear that? It sounds sweet. Yeah. You didn't know it today, but you're thriving. You might not know it tomorrow. Yes, you will. Because you know today that you're thriving, right? So keep singing it. All right? That's it. Let that resonate with you. Right? We are here, long-term survivors. I like to say thriving. Right? We are thriving. It ain't nothing about living. We are thriving. We're living from day to day, right? But we're thriving. Take that moment and hear that. Loud. Come on. Yes. ride. All right, y'all. We ride.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Look, y'all, I was trying to make sure that I did a little something this morning and making sure that I'm good with y'all this morning. But good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Y'all know what today is. Y'all know it's Thursday. Y'all know what we do. This is what we do. We come in, we get us a good little sip on, and we get into it, and we do what we do, right? So hold on. I've been trying to fix this hair all morning. Look, y'all. Look, I'm trying to make sure I'm good. Let me do something. Look, it's just gonna be what it is. Okay, it's gonna be what it is this morning. It's one of those days. Hey, good morning to you. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Hey, Julia. Good morning. Indeed, it is a good morning. Hey, good morning to you. Hey, good morning, Tamara. Good morning. Tamara said, good morning, friend. It was good morning. All those O's and R's and INGs and all that. Good morning to you. Good morning. I had another good morning up here that I saw while I was doing the piece there. Hold on one second. Who else did I have this morning? I had somebody else this morning, right? I just wanted to make sure I got you. Okay, look, I'm trying to. Zena, good morning. Hey, good morning to you. Good morning. Come on in. Yes, indeed. Okay, look, good morning. Hey, good morning to you. Good morning. Yes, indeed. It is a great morning. Hey, Steve, good morning. Oh, Steve said good wood morning. Okay, good wood morning. Right? Good morning. Yes, indeed. Look, y'all. So y'all go on and do what you do. Y'all know how we do it. Y'all come in, hit those buttons, tippy tip tap the middle of that screen, TikTok, let me know that you are in, YouTube, Facebook, Insta, X, Podbean. Y'all go ahead on and show me some thumbs up, show me some hearts, show me some love, all of that good stuff. Y'all, things have been good. Things have been a little crazy with weather, but it's been a good Pride Month. We're coming to a close here in Pride Month, but it has been good. So I don't want to hold a lot of time right this morning, but I want to make sure that we are understanding that we are prideful. We have pride and we are proud 365, 24/7. Okay. Now, today's topic, right, that I'm going to discuss with you all today is the unconventional advocate. Right? The unconventional advocate. Because a lot of us out here are doing things that somebody deems unconventional, right? So I want to talk about something that happened on yesterday. I was at the VA, the Houston VA yesterday, and I spoke for their Pride event that they had, right? And so before we get into the topic, I just want to, I just got a little story. Y'all know I always have a little story. And so I wanted to say this, right? I am an Army veteran, and sometimes I don't just really like announce that all the time. Most of the time we have to be in conversation for you to know that I am an Army vet and that I did serve for 8 years and things like that. So a lot of times people will tell you, right, that why, why don't you mention it, Titan? Why don't you say anything? And so yesterday at the event, I really thought about how full circle it was, right? It's 2024, and I am standing in a room at the administrative office, veterans admin office, And I'm standing there and I'm talking to individuals about the fact that I am a Black gay man who is HIV positive. Hey, good morning, Tatum Cathy. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Look, and so y'all, it's full circle because in 1992, when I entered the military, none of this was possible, right? They said yesterday it's called DAT, but it's called Don't Ask, Don't Tell. That was very much a thing when I joined the military. I couldn't be who I was. I couldn't love who I wanted to love. I couldn't be who I figured God had made me to be. I had to hide it. I had to make sure that nobody knew, right? It was a thing that was going around. And y'all, this is going to bug me all day, all morning. It's going to bug me. So I'm going to do this here, right? This is what we're going to do. All right. And so yesterday, I had a full circle moment where I was standing there and I said that in 1992, well, all the way up until 2000, 2001, I wouldn't have been able to stand here and be who I am and be free to tell you who I am and love who I am out loud and proud, right? And so here's the thing. It's not that when we say out loud and proud, we're not saying that it has to be all of the hoopla and this and that. And you know, what we're saying is I just want to walk outside my door and be who I am, right? I'm standing at the VA and talking to people about being a soldier, serving my time, but being pride for having pride, being proud of who I am, right? Being able to stand there and do. And so what I want y'all to understand is that Pride Month is Pride Month, right? But what I want you to understand is that I live in this body 24/7, 365. So it's not just a Pride Month for me. This is all day long, every day that I stand in this skin. I stand in this body. I stand in this life. I stand in who I am and who I believe that I was made to be, right? But back in 92, I could not have stood in a veterans period, anything, Army, anything, and told you who I was. Full circle moment. I'm standing in front of the people there and I'm saying to them, y'all don't know what this has done for me. Y'all don't understand. You may not understand, you know, how that goes, but let me express it to you. You all are sitting here this morning for whatever the reason may be, right? For whatever the reason may be. And you all are listening to someone who at one point in their military career could not stand in front of you like this. I could not be who I was. I could not tell you how much I love the fact that I'm able to be proud of who I am. I'm able to stand up. I'm able to change things, change the narrative. I'm able to go in places and spaces and be a spokesperson or be that beacon. I'm able to do those things, and I couldn't do that back then. And so many of my brothers and sisters that were in the military back then suffered, and they suffered in silence, because they were too afraid to tell you, they were too afraid to say out loud what it was, because you could be persecuted, right? So here I am standing up in front of people and declaring to them that I am a Black gay man who is HIV positive. I'm standing up and talking to them. And so I want to say thank you to Q and to the other individuals that put this on, that are trying to push understanding and pride, right? And it's not an agenda. It's just that there are individuals, right, that are LGBTQIA plus and allies that just want to support and be there for the individuals, right? Wherever you land on the spectrum. And so there were not just only individuals, right, that were part of the community, but there were allies, there were mothers, there were fathers, there were brothers, there were sisters. And so when you think about these things, right, I really didn't realize how just Yeah, a full circle moment. And I had to take it in because there was a thing called DAT. Don't ask, don't tell. That was a thing that if you don't ask and you don't tell, then you're okay. You with me? And y'all, I want to say this because sometimes people think, oh, well, it wasn't that bad. Maybe not for you, because you didn't have to don't ask, don't tell. You with me? But for those of us who were living that nastiness, that vindictiveness, that vileness, that ugliness, those of us that were living it, right? We couldn't tell you. We couldn't tell you for the sake of, we just wanted to wake up the next day and not be battered and bruised, not be hurt, not have a traumatic experience. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times people don't truly understand that. People say, oh, well, you know, it was a time and this and that, and I got over it. You can get over it. Well, you wasn't going through the same thing that I was going through. So yesterday I had a full circle moment, right? Standing in the VA office and having a conversation with hundreds of people about having pride, being proud for all who served. Yeah, I just wanted to tell y'all that I had the full circle moment, and I'm standing there and I'm looking out and I'm understanding there were people online as well. And I'm saying, wow. Back in 92, I couldn't have done this. Back in 2000, when I got out the military, almost 2001, when I got out the military, I couldn't have done this, right? Pride wasn't a thing. Pride Month wasn't a thing. If we want to be honest, Juneteenth wasn't a thing. Although we celebrated it, those of us down here in the South, although we celebrated it, it was not a thing like a federal holiday, like it is now. So I just wanted to say to you all this morning, sometimes things may look different for you because you are experiencing it in a different way, in a different light, right? You are experiencing it in other ways that other people are not. But y'all, I had a full circle moment. All the ridicule, all the being cautious, making sure that I didn't do certain things because you could get persecuted. I had an Army buddy that had made a career, 20-something years of being in the military. And they found out that he was gay. And they kicked him out. Dishonorable discharge. This was way back when I first got in, but there were so many individuals that were of the LGBTQIA plus community that were in the military that was doing the same thing that you were doing, kicking butt and taking names. Great soldiers. But they could not express themselves the way that others could express themselves. Right? So I'm going to say this. Hey, good morning, Tatum Kathy. She said, we love Army veterans and nonprofit. Indeed, we do. We love the veterans. And thank you so much. So here's what I want to say to you all. I don't want to bring it down, but it's important, right? I stood in front of that group of people yesterday, and I had to make peace with myself because for a long time, I didn't like the military. For a long time, I felt that the military was not for me, and I had a bad taste in my mouth. And this is just me being transparent because of what I went through. And then I sat afterwards, I went out to eat with Q, and Q said to me, like, that was great. I was saying it was wonderful. It was this and that. I said, and to think, Q, I had really not, like, I don't mention the Army like that, right? Because going through and understanding what trauma is and things like that, the Army had a lot of trauma for me. But then I re-enlisted for another term of 4 years. And so you're probably saying to the Titan, okay, well, you went into the military. It wasn't good for you, but you re-enlisted because I thought that's what a man was supposed to do. And there were some other factors, family, sick, things like that. But yesterday I realized that a lot of the things that I went through, right? Not saying that they were good. I'm not giving them that, right? I'm not giving them that. But it's just as bad or just as crazy as the military was on this side, it was good on this side. It taught me a lot. I traveled. I got to know new people, visit places that I would have never visited before. I used to love watching Alaska on TV, Jacques Cousteau and all these things, and people traveling and longest days and nights and all of this, winter soldiers, summer, all of this stuff was happening. And then I got to be in Alaska at a duty station. Who knew? Who knew? My very first time going to Vegas was in the military. My very first tattoo was in the military. I've met some lifelong family members, chosen family, in the military. So the military was not all bad in that. But I'm glad that I went through what I went through because I can stand over here today and tell you about it, but be honest about it. You know what I mean? And so while things may have been bad and things were good, the overall experience has led me to where I am today. And there was a time that I would not mention the military period. Most people didn't know that I was a veteran. Unless you knew me, you would know. Right? So sometimes trauma runs deep and we really don't figure that out. We really don't get that. So all of these experiences, right, have led me to our topic today, the unconventional advocate. I'm not your normal advocate, right? Some would say I'm unconventional by the way I approach things and the way that I do things, right? So y'all, let's go ahead and take that. Get your cups. Get your cups. We're going to come on back. Get your cups this morning, right? And understand what it is. The unconventional advocate. I've been told that I was unconventional, right? By the way that I think, by the way that I do things, how I move in this advocacy world. And so that's what we're going to chat about this morning. Y'all with me this morning? Y'all, Richard? And you know what? Shout out to all my Army personnel, all my service members across the board, right? All of my service members, all of my veterans, all of the people that are still in the fight, all of the people that have fought, all of the people that have retired, all of the people that are just joining. I want to say thank you to you. Thank you to you. Thank you to you. Peace and blessings to you, and have that experience, but understand that you are in control of that experience, how it comes across. Things are going to happen. Things are going to be, but I appreciate you for what you're doing and how you're doing it. And again, right, I want to say this to you all. It doesn't mean that you have to be screaming it from the rooftops. It doesn't mean that you have to have sparks and sparklers and firecrackers and things like that. What it means is that you just do it one step at a time, right? One day at a time, and you move, you change that narrative, how you see fit. You with me? Because I couldn't do it the way that everybody else did it. I had to do it differently and in my own time. The unconventional advocate. Come on, y'all, grab your cups. Let's go with it. Y'all ready? Yeah. Oh, hold on. Mm-hmm. That was just a test. Look, come on, let's sprinkle it in here. Y'all know I ain't no good. Y'all know I'm no good. Hold on, let me see. Is this light good? Because I gotta make sure. Hold on, let me see. Okay, that's better. All right. So y'all go ahead on. We're gonna sprinkle it into the cup. The unconventional advocate, because you know I got a story. Come on with it. Come on. Hold on. Now that's good. I hope y'all is as good as mine, because baby, it may sound like, it may look like, it may even feel like a slurp, but that was a good old sip. Hey, good morning, lady. He said, God, good morning. Okay, God morning, all. Good deed, good morning. So, y'all, this is what I want to talk about this morning. People will tell you that you're unconventional because you're not doing it the way that they've done it. People will say that you're unconventional because you take a different route. People will say that you show up and you're unconventional because you show up differently than they do. And so I was told once upon a time that and y'all, we are all grown in this, right? So I was told by them, right, different people, that you're gay, but you don't have to be that gay. And I was like, well, what is that gay? Right? Because that's just like you saying you're human, but you don't have to be that human. But what is human? We're all different. We all can't be the same. We all can't do the things that you do in the way that you do it, right? We have our own path. And so I thought that I had to be like everybody else. I thought I had to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I didn't know that I could go 1, 7, 25, 32, 2, like that, right? You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand that. So here I am thinking that I'm not an advocate because I don't have anything to advocate for. Like, what am I advocating for, right? And then I get into this work, but I want to back up. I've been advocating since I was a kid, since I was a youngster. I was always talking to people. I was always helping people or hoping them, right, for a better day. Laughter was my thing. I love to give hugs and meet and greet people. I'm always that my spirit is always one. So, you okay? Really? Early on, I couldn't really express myself the way I wanted to, right? So I hid a lot of that. You with me? So I hid a lot of that. But the reality of it is that I could not do it the way that they were doing it. I knew that I had to advocate some kind of way, but I didn't know the exact way until I experienced a couple of things. And so now I'm sitting here saying, okay, that's it. So someone said to me, well, this is what you do, and I think that maybe you maybe need to change it and do it this way. And I said, well, that's how you do it, right? That's how you do it. That's not me. That's not my ministry. So if you're looking for that, that's not what's going to happen with me. So I just want to be clear that you are contacting me. You're bringing me on. You're asking me to do something because you've seen what I've done, heard, understood, or whatever it is, felt it, and that this is how Titan does things, right? And so a lot of people will say, oh, well, Titan, that's unconventional. We've never heard. Why would you do that? Right? And I think that sometimes we have to understand that we can't do it the same way we've been doing it for 50 years because it's not working. There's something else out there. So I will take it. I will be unconventional if that's the case in point. But I don't think it's unconventional. I think it is what it is. Love, honesty, inclusivity. Like, there are things out here that we are doing. Now, they all say, and you've heard the elders and the older individuals, they say there's nothing new under the sun. And it's not new. Advocacy is not new. But if you are doing something 24 times and getting the same result 24 times, are you truly moving? Are you changing the narrative? Are you going forward? You mean in 24 times of you doing this, nobody has said to you that needs to change? I'm not that one to sit there and say, okay, let's do it 25 times and do it the exact same way. And we're not getting the results that we are hoping for or wishing for. So something has to change. So my approach is the human aspect. We are humans, right? We will make mistakes. Things will happen. But at our very core, I don't believe that you have to be mean and nasty and vindictive in order for it to happen. Sometimes what we do is we talk at people. I'm talking at you. I'm not talking to you. We tell people where they are in life. Like, I don't know where you are in life. So let me ask. Let me understand. Where are you? I can't tell you. Right? So my advocacy was different. There was something missing. And my advocacy started this way because I was treated in such a manner that I didn't have. Right? So I said, not on my watch. So this is what I've always wanted to do. Wouldn't it be lovely if someone had a space for you? If someone had a space for you to understand, I'm not talking about that it always has to be a psychiatrist or a therapist or something like that. Now, I'm not saying that that's bad in any manner. But 9 times out of 10, you are being talked to or talked at or accused or somebody's made an assumption of who you are and what you are, right? And how you show up. So I say to them all the time, this is how I show up. And this is how I'm going to show up. Unconventional. Why can't I show up and be who I am? If that's who I am, then let me do it. But I don't know if that's unconventional. But we're in 2024 and you still can't show up and be who you are? Now that's unconventional. If anything, I'm being conventional, but that's unconventional. But let me tell you something. When you are doing this work, when you are doing the work that you are doing, when you are advocating for whatever, whoever, however, and you show up and you do it the same way, right? People will get tired of that. Oh, well, they've been doing this for the last 10 years. Well, where you at? How far are you? Where you going? What you doing? So I said, I don't want to get stale. I don't want to be stagnant water because stagnant water, once it gets stagnant, get the algae, get the stank in it. That ain't me. I'm going to show up fresh all the time. I'm going to show up looking good, smelling good. I'm going to show up knowing what I'm there for. And if that's unconventional, then that's unconventional. But I don't believe it's unconventional. I just believe in the way that I show up and the way that I ask, because I'm going to tell y'all something. I still do, but when I started, I was doing the breath and I was doing the Titans groove, right? And people said to me that, okay, well, what are you doing that for? I mean, that's like, yeah, like, I don't understand. And I said, well, I believe that breath is life and life is breath, right? That's what I believe. So the first couple of times I did it, right, people were like, oh, okay. Now it's a thing. Now, if I go somewhere, do something, people say, Titan, you going to do the breath? Titan, you going to do the Titans groove? I think we did the groove this morning. Now it's a thing. But before it really became a thing, it was unconventional, according to them. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Nobody is going to watch. Nobody is going to listen. Nobody is going to be there for that, Titan. It doesn't translate well, Titan. And then in the beginning, when I used to do it, people would say, oh, here you go. Now people request it. Now people expect it. So if me being unconventional is me being unconventional, but I'm trying to spread the love. I'm trying to make sure that you are good, right? Along with myself. And I used to always say, hey, y'all, this and this and this. And they said, oh, Titan, you only have an hour and you're doing this. But y'all are my peeps. Y'all are my village, my tribe, my gang. Y'all spoke on it, right? And so I delivered. You all said this was good. This was okay. Right? the unconventional advocate. When I first started doing the work of going in and being a peer navigator, meaning that I'm the one that you would talk to when you're recently diagnosed or returning to care, and then I would help you navigate and do what you need to do in order to be better, in your diagnosis or whatever have you, right? Hold on one second. Good morning, the King. The King said, good morning, Positive King. Good morning. Hey, Patricia, good morning. Particular. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Hey, Keisha. Keisha said, yes, Titans Groove. I remember at a radio show, the guest was looking upside your head. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, lady said, have a blessed day. Got to get ready for an appointment. Indeed. Thank you for tuning in. Anisha said, good morning, brother. Have an amazing day. I love you. I love you as well, sis. You have an amazing day as well. Thank you so much. And so it was always that, right? Like Keisha said, like people were looking at me like, what is this? What is this? And my whole thing was, how do I change the narrative? Right? So I started out as a peer navigator. Right. And I believe that I am the mental, emotional, and spiritual support that you need when you are recently diagnosed or you're returning to care. Unconventional. But I would go in, someone would come in, and someone would be reactive to an HIV test, right? They would be reactive. So they will be given a diagnosis right there. And a lot of times people don't truly understand that when you are given a diagnosis, especially a detrimental one, right, of you have HIV, right, or you have cancer, or you have, stage 4, or this, or whatever it may be, people react differently to how that comes across. And a lot of times we don't get the opportunity to digest it or understand it. And so I come aboard and I'm saying, okay, I'm in with the client and they're saying, oh, you've been in there for 2 hours. Well, everybody doesn't take a diagnosis the same way. Unconventional. I had to take more time with certain people because it impacted them differently. Now, I didn't know what I was doing from a can of paint when I first started, right? Because I was trying to get my bearings on, do I, don't I, how do I do this? How do I do that? After my very first experience with someone being diagnosed or someone being reactive to a test, right? Your test comes back reactive, meaning that you have HIV, you have the antibodies in your blood. Then from there, you will get what is a confirmatory. So you will draw blood to make sure to see where you are, right, with your status. But this is the thing that you have to truly understand. It's sometimes so cold in the way that we do it. You bring somebody in, they take a little 15-minute test, and wait for it to show whether or not you're reactive. Then you give somebody the news that they are HIV positive, and then you send them back out into the world. And that's not the way that we do it. That's not the way that I felt it should be done, because I was done that way. That doctor came into that room and told me you have AIDS and walked out. There's a whole lot behind that. And that's another day, another story. But this is what I'm saying. So when I started to advocate being unconventional, I said, not on my watch. Wherever I go, wherever I work, whatever space or place that I'm in, I got to do it differently, because we are losing people still in 2024. There are people that do not want to live because they have been given a diagnosis. There are people out there in the streets right now that are going and going and going and not doing anything with the diagnosis that they've been given, because they're trying to survive in the way that they're trying to survive. I can't knock them for that. But what I can do is let them know they got somebody. Let them know that I'm here for them. Let them know that I'm not trying to change you, but let them know that I'm going to be with you for this time frame. However long you allow me to be with you, I'm going to be with you, and I'm going to make sure. And even after you go on and do what you do, we still not done. I talk to a lot of my clients from years ago till this day. I still see them. I still contact them. We still talk via messenger and things like that. And they know that if they need me, all they got to do is call on me. But I still check in with them. Still check in with them. So I was unconventional in that. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Something as simple as a hug was unconventional. Do you know I hugged all of my clients? Every last one of them, regardless of where you come from and how you show up. Now, some clients I might have to take precautions because there were things going on and things that we had to get you taken care of, but I hugged them still and yet. My client said to me, do you know you're the only person that has ever hugged me in the time that I have been going to these organizations? Unconventional? But I'll take it. I'll take it. Because if that means I'm unconventional, then that's what I'm going to do. And y'all, I think that we have to make sure that we are not doing it the conventional way. We're not doing 1950s stuff in 2024 to try to help somebody or reach somebody. We have to make sure that these resources and things that we have, we are using them accordingly, because we are still losing people. People are still being diagnosed. People are still having issues and problems. People are still not able to have jobs and all of these things. People are unhoused. People are going through some things. And I would say this was my spiel. I'm going to say it to y'all. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Whoa. Wait a minute. Hold on. Y'all know this microphone just pops up out of nowhere. Y'all know how it happens. Hold on a second. Let me read a couple of these notes, these comments real quick, and then I'm going to go ahead on and give y'all my spiel. Yeah, that's what I would do. Okay. Keisha said you was doing what you wanted to do, and that's just you. Indeed. People do react differently. I will never forget, I worked for Harris Health. A young lady called. She was laughing as she told me, and she just was told that she was HIV positive. I knew she was not okay. The laughter was her tears. I offered to transfer her to a nurse. She said no, so I called the nurse line after she hung up so they could set up a call to check on her. Indeed. And a lot of times what we do is we don't truly understand, right? So I'm going to say this because Keisha made a good point. I had to do it differently, right? And they were saying, well, Titan, why are you doing this? Well, Titan, why are you doing this? So I set my office up, right, as a, little Zen space. So when people will come into my office, I don't want to know, you don't have to explain to me the other person this and that. You don't have to explain what happened unless you want to, right? Because I'm here for you. But I wanted you to come in and let you know what we're going to do going forward, how we're going to do it. And I'm asking you for consent. Are you okay with this? And yes, there were some people that was like, oh, I'm down for like 4 flat tires. We ain't going nowhere, Titan. We're going to rock. There were others that were a little combative because they felt that they had been done like this before. And I had to convince them that I was Titan and I was different. But they said to me, well, Titan, people have told me that before and still didn't do what they said they were going to do. I said at any point in this, you feel I'm not doing something, or you feel like I'm not being upright with you or straight with you about what I'm doing, or you feel like this is not for you, then you say that. We're adults in here. You tell me what it is. And that's what we're going to do, is handle it accordingly. And they said, Titan, I appreciate you for doing that. But I also said this, right? So here's the unconventional part. I am here for you. I'm here to work with you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to make it happen for you. But do not take my kindness for a weakness. Do not play the game like this is what you're going to do, because I will check you. This is my job, right? But this is my life. This is my livelihood. I stand by what it is. So I'm going to always be straightforward with you, and you be straightforward with me. And that way we can do what we need to do. Because in this moment, it's about you. Where we going? How we getting there? But you got to be truthful with me. And 9 times out of 10, I done been around the block and stood on a couple of corners. So I know some things that are happening. I know what's going on, right? And the 9 times out of 10, you're going to sit in front of me and you're going to tell me something. And I'm saying, okay, sure. And then one of my clients said to me, well, Titan, you already knew that I was lying. I said, I did. But I'm not finna badger you right now. You just found out that you was HIV positive. You were trying to work through some things. And we all have a protective spirit about us, right? I'm not finna do this. I'm not finna open myself up again so somebody can hurt me or make me feel like I'm nothing. I'm not gonna do it, right? However, here we go. So this is my spiel, y'all. So I was working as a peer navigation coordinator, right? And I started to gain some popularity with the clients because I was real with the clients and I was always going over and around with the clients. Now, here's the thing. I would go outside. I would be outside in the streets when we're doing outreach, we're doing advocacy. I would stop by. People would say, hey, be down in the lobby, up front in the lobby. And I would go and I would speak to them and things like that. Now, here's the thing. I don't care why you're here, but you're here. So I'm going to speak. I'm going to say, hi, how's it going? How's everything happening? Like, I'm going to make sure that you're good. Hey, good morning, proud mama. Proud mama say, hi, how are you? I'm blessed. I'm feeling good. Hoping the same for you. And I'm going to always speak, right? And that's just another thing. Speaking to someone is something so simple, right? But it started off like that. I'm just coming in to work and you're in the lobby and I'm speaking. Hey, how you doing? How's it going? Right? Hey, I'm Titan Capri. I gave you my card. You know, if you need anything, contact me. Right? We have a food pantry. We have some things that we can give, right? Things like that. Simple. So here's my spiel. This is how it went. So, hi. Okay, no, hold on, because I got to get this right, y'all, because I did this for y'all. I got to get it. Hold on. Ooh, hold on, one more, hold on. Okay. All right. This is how I would do it. Right? This is my spiel. So you come in. So anybody come in, they was like, okay, hey, this is Titan Capri. He's a peer navigation coordinator. And I would say, well, good morning, good evening, good whatever it was. Hi, I'm Titan Capri, right? And I'm the peer navigation coordinator here at blah, 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 right? And I believe that I am the mental, emotional, and spiritual support that you need when you're diagnosed with HIV or you're returning to care, right? We know that things are physical, but we also know that you are the H in HIV. You're human, right? So we want to address all of that. We save space for you and we make sure that you are good, right? That was my spiel. Everywhere I went, right? Somebody would say, oh, well, there go Titan Capri. Right. I'm the mental, emotional, and spiritual support that you need when you're diagnosed or you're returning to care. Unconventional is what they said I was, right? But you have to understand that things are physical, true, right? Things are physical, but things are also mental, emotional, and spiritual. We have to understand what that is. You've just been given a diagnosis. I can't sit here and tell you that you're just going to be okay. Yes, you will be. But let's be real. How are you feeling right now? Unconventional is what they said I was. Don't sugarcoat it. If you got to stomp, yell, scream, jump up and down, do whatever it is you need to do, you let me know so we can do this, so we can make sure. I can't tell you how many clients broke down in my office and cried because they thought their life was over. And I told them that you are part of our family now. You're a part of our family. We got you. Because somebody told me years ago when I was diagnosed, the only way that we can give up on you is you give up on yourself. That's the only way. I got you. I got you. And I stayed true to that. But I was told unconventional. Hey, good morning, Miss Gwen. Good morning. Unconventional. I just took some time. With these clients. They're human. Their lives mean more than just that diagnosis. They are whole humans in this thing. Whole humans. And we're treating them like a number on a conveyor belt. No. So unconventional, if that's what I am, that's what I am. That's what I am. That's what I am. A lot of you I've worked with. I see you all on. I've worked with. Y'all know that's how I do it. I went into, I'll never forget this. There was a client that came in and he was diagnosed being reactive to HIV. There were 4 people in that room with him getting a diagnosis. I came to the room, knocked on the door, said it wasn't okay for me to come in because I'm asking for consent. I'm thinking I'm about to go in there and there's a nurse or the doctor and the client. I go in and it's 4 people in this room. And I asked all of them to leave. Unconventional. And this is not a brag nor a boast, but y'all have to understand that this person is sitting here going through all of these emotions, trying to figure out, trying to do, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to have. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know what's happening. And there are 4 people in this office with me in this room going about their day as if I do not exist. Now, y'all may say, Titan, that's probably not what they were doing. They just probably was doing their job. Yes, but to somebody who just was given a diagnosis, who was given a reactive to being HIV positive, what are we doing? And of course, 2 of the people that were in the room, once I got them out, went to the manager and told the manager that I was rude and I was unconventional. But I said, you're not understanding. So I asked them, can y'all walk me through the process? What are you doing? Right? Are we asking for consent? Did the client say that they had that you could have 4 people in this room with me? And then it was a point of being diagnosed and shoving all this paperwork in front of somebody's face. No. No. How can we work smarter and not harder? How can we stop traumatizing someone when they have just gotten a diagnosis, a reactive? How do we do that? But they said I was unconventional. So I told them in our meeting, y'all make sure y'all handle everything and not have a whole group of people in the room with the person. When I come to this person to talk to them about the next steps and what we're doing, me and Antonisha, when we come in to talk to them, we don't want 15 people in the room. Y'all, I know it wasn't 15, but it felt like that. 15 people in a room, and we're trying to talk to them about this process that they're going through to get them started so that we can help them and get them to undetectable, right? So we can do all of these things. But what we do not want to do is have somebody think that they just pulled a number and that's all that they are. So unconventional, that's what it was. And that was my start. That's how I started. That's how I started. And that's what it's been. I'm going to always make sure that if I'm unconventional in that manner, then I'll be unconventional. We're not doing that. We are not doing that, because what we know is that if you are able to talk to someone, understand someone, get someone to understand that they are being helped, somebody is here for you, right? There is longevity. You with me? Not trying to trick anybody, not trying to say that you can't be or won't be or do. I'm saying that not on my watch. Not on my watch. But afterwards, right? Because I was unconventional. Afterwards, they were like, oh, what Titan said, da 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 da. Oh, what Titan is coming, da 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 da. Oh, I've already told Titan, right? Titan, here go the paperwork, here go everything that you need, da 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 da. It was that. It was a well-oiled machine. It took some time, but what we had to understand is that this is not unconventional. This is us saying that they are human and they are trying to understand what's going on, and they cannot understand what's happening if you are constantly doing this and that in that manner. So when I say something to you like not on my watch, that's not what we're doing. I'll be unconventional. But we're not going to do that. We're not doing that. No. Hey, good morning, Lynn. Lynn said, good morning. Sorry I'm late. That's all right. Better late than never. Better late than never. Hey, good morning. Grand Rising. Sandollar said, Grand Rising. Indeed. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see. Did I miss something up here? No, yeah. Proud Mama said, I love your vibe. Indeed, Proud Mama. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Look, y'all. This is what we have to do. We have to understand that if it's something that we're doing and we're constantly doing it the same way again and again and again, and it's not working, you may need to be unconventional. Think about how you can do that. But here's the thing that I want to say to all of you. When you are looking at programs, when you are looking at doing the programmatic work, when you are looking at outlines and things like, think about yourself. Think about yourself. Yesterday, I stood in front of that group of people and I said, I normally, right, would do it 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's not me. Let us have a conversation. Can we talk for a minute? Right? I don't have to do all of that stuff. And that's what my brand has been, because that's who I am. I'm going to come to you. We're going to talk. We're going to laugh. We're going to have a good time, but we're going to get it done. And if you're not ready to get it done right now, then you already will know the steps. I'm going to already tell you where we're going, how we're going. And if you consent to that, then that's what we're going to do. And if you're not ready right now, then you're not ready. I'm not tripping. I'm not flipping. I'm not doing that. But do know that once I peg you as somebody that's a part of my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family, you are that. You can expect me to call. You can expect me to send you a text saying, hey, good morning. You can expect me to check in on you. You can expect me to see you on the street or somewhere, and I'm making sure that you are good, right? That's the thing. Hey, the king said, can we talk for a minute? That part. Can we talk for a minute? That part right there. But I've been successful in being unconventional because I don't do it the same way that everybody else do it. The same thing, probably following the same protocol, but it's just wrapped differently. You feel me? There was a time that I thought I could not. because I kept saying, they keep telling me, Titan, don't do this. Titan, you're taking too long. Titan, you're doing this. You're talking too much. You don't understand. And I kept telling them, like, you don't get it. You don't get it. You're not HIV positive. I am. You were not diagnosed with AIDS. I was. My world crushed. My world caved in. But all I can remember was that doctor saying, you have AIDS, and walking out of the room and the door closing. And my question to the world, to the universe, to God is, what do I do now? What do I do now? I tried going to groups. I tried doing this and doing that. It was not for me. And again, that's a whole nother subject. We'll talk about that at another time. But I think sometimes people believe that you are doing things, right? You are doing things for the greater good, but you have to understand how it's being done. And a lot of times people can't digest what you're giving them because you're giving it to them at such a fast pace. They don't have time to wait, what do y'all mean? I've been doing this and I've been doing that, and I don't, oh my God, my family don't love me. My family won't, what am I doing? The person told me that they were good and I didn't, right? All of that. You got to understand where you're at. Zilna, hey Zilna, good morning. Zilna said, to be survivor is God's miracle for you. Indeed. In the 80s, I lost my best friend to AIDS. Indeed. And I hold space for you on that. A lot of times we don't get it, right? And a lot of times back then, 80s and 90s, right? Especially, those medications were rough. Those medications were horrible, right? But we wanted to take them because we wanted to live, right? Sometimes things work out for people. They don't work out for you like that. One of these days, well, look, on one of my next shows, I'm going to talk about my diagnosis and my hospital stay and how things were. A lot of times for a while, I didn't talk about it because it was so hurtful to talk about, because I just felt like there was nobody there for me, right? And what I mean by that, medically, right? Medicine, doctors, nurses, like the doctors and nurses that I know now that will drop everything, that will make sure that you are good, that will always, they know somebody that knows somebody, they got you. And I'm not saying that there was not any doctors or nurses around at the time, right? I'm just saying what my experience was. So from that going forward, from my military experience going forward, from me growing up in the hood going forward, for me having to hide who I was for years on top of years going forward, that's how I became unconventional, if you want to say that. And y'all know, some of y'all know, work with me. My favorite saying, oh, what we not gonna do is that. That's what we're not gonna do, right? We're not gonna give them a diagnosis, a reactive diagnosis, and then put them back out on the street. We're not going to do that. That's not how it works. These people have been given a life-altering diagnosis. You don't know what it took for them to come in here today, and we're going to rush them and push them on out just like that. No, that's not what we're doing. So the unconventional advocate, if I am the unconventional advocate, then I will take it. I will take it all day long. I will be unconventional till the day I leave this earth. It will always be that, because what we're saying is that I can't think outside the box. I got to do it the way that they've been doing it since the 50s. I got to do it this way. And y'all know, being a black man, being a black gay man, that the things that they did in the 50s were not fit for us. Not at all. So when my people of color, my black and brown individuals, my LGBTQIA plus community is in this moment and in this thing, whoa. We're going to take the time. We're going to have understanding. And if that's me being unconventional, then that part. Okay? Look, Annie just jumped on. Antonisha just jumped on. Me and Antonisha was, hey, what y'all doing? No, that's not what we're doing. No, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what we're doing. We're not doing that. And why is that? That's because, right, we got to do things differently. So if you're going to call us unconventional, then we'll be unconventional. That's period. Y'all, I've been called worse. So you can call me unconventional all day long, every day, up and down, sideways, back and forth, all day long. And I will take it. But I cannot let this go on my watch. I can't do that. I can't stand idly by and watch people go down this rabbit hole and I don't do anything to stop it or to put a pin in it or to detour it, right? Now, yes, y'all are probably saying you probably had some clients that didn't want. There will always be clients that do not want to do it the way that you see fit because they feel, and this is what my clients said to me, right? And also to Antonisha when we talked to them. People have said this before and didn't do nothing to help me. So they walk into the office already feeling some kind of way. So we had to do some convincing that we truly were going to be there for them. Now, we got some diehard clients till this day that still call us. Even though we don't work for the organization anymore, they still contact us because they know. And like I said, they are part of our family now. Right? But it took us going into these meetings. It took us going into these planning, these strategies to say, y'all, we can't do it like this. We got to do it differently because we're losing people. What are we justifying? What's the ends to the, what are we doing? And then we cannot have people, right, that are not living the life, that are not in it to win it, being at the forefront. No. And y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something. I bumped heads with quite a few people because they were saying we're going to do it like this and do it like that. And I kept saying, you can't. We've been doing it like that. We got to be different. We got to understand. Have y'all went outside and talked to these clients? Have you made contact with, like, you got to understand what that is. When I come to you and I tell you that this is not working, you don't say, oh, well, we'll try it for another 3 months and then we'll see. No, it's not working. We didn't already tried it for 3 months. Hell, it's been a year. Where we at, right? Positive King said, yeah, you have a blessed weekend. Indeed, you do the same, Positive King. Hey, Annie gave me some hearts. Yes, indeed. Zilna said that my friend was so sick, he would not let me see him. In the end, I was so broken. And Zilna, the thing is that a lot of people back then, right? A lot of people that had AIDS, or AIDS diagnosis, right? A lot of people that had acquired AIDS, because AIDS is the latter stage of HIV, they were not right because it was rough. There were lesions, there were open wounds, there were boils, there was all of these things that were happening. There was the weight loss and not being able to control your bodily functions. It was a lot going on. And a lot of people did not want you to see them like that, right? What'd you say particular? You said, got you a new saying? Yeah, that part right there. And so, Zilna, I'm just saying that sometimes people don't truly understand. It was nothing against you, Zilna. I'm sure it wasn't. But it was what they were going through at the moment, right? I thought that I was off. I thought I was gone. I thought I was about to be unalived, right? I did not want people to come and see me in that state. I had lost some 60 plus pounds. I was frail. I was dark. I looked ashy. It was all of that. I could barely walk to get to the bathroom. It was a lot going on, right? And I had these tubes in me and all this stuff, right? I didn't want people to see me like that. But people thought that it was because of them, that I didn't love them enough, or I didn't like them like that I kept them away. And it had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with me. Think about this. Me getting a diagnosis, and within 6 months, hell, mine was quicker than that. I'm laying in a hospital bed, sitting up here signing papers just in case I'm about to leave this earth. And I didn't want people to see me like that. Zilna, the same thing that you're saying today is the same thing that a couple of my friends said back then. They were hurt. They felt some kind of way. But I had to tell them, and I told them in the 2020s, right, going forward, I told them then, I couldn't tell them back then, but I told them now that this is what it is. And I do apologize for that, right? And some of us are not still here in order to tell our friends and our family what we were really going through. And a lot of my friends and family, my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen, they didn't know what I was going through. But they knew my spirit. They knew it wasn't anything vindictive or nasty, but I was really going through some things. My family didn't know how to handle it. So my family hid me away, right? We didn't talk about it. I had a bag on my side. I had an IV in my arm. When I got released from the hospital, I came home. People wanted to visit. I could not do it. I could not do it. The unconventional advocate, right? Unconventional. My village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family were trying to make sure that I was okay. I was trying to make sure that other people not seeing me that way was okay. Because I knew the tears were going to come. I knew what I looked like laying in that bed. I knew I looked like I was already in a casket, right? I knew this. And so with that, I chose to not do that. Years later, the family, we talking, and they said, well, we just thought you didn't like us no more. Like you didn't want to. No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. It was something new. I didn't understand it. I'm asking the question, why me, Lord? Why? Those pastors and deacons, they said this was going to happen. They said God was not pleased. It was a lot going on. And for that reason, while I'm sitting here today being the unconventional advocate, that's why I'm unconventional. Because we can't do it the same way. I can't approach you the same way I would have approached you in 2005 when I was diagnosed. I can't do it because I've learned and I've moved and I've grown and I've lived, right? So I know that things are differently. But I know it's just not the physical appearance. Mentally, I wasn't good. Emotionally, I was all over the place. Spiritually, I thought my God had left me. Right? So now I know. When I step into a room, a space, or a place, when I'm coming, like yesterday, when I'm talking in front of the soldiers and I'm talking at the VA, when I'm coming to present and doing that, I think about all of that, and I'm going to be unconventional. Again, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's for you. But Titan, 1, 19, 38, 2, 3, 77, 65. That's how I'm going to do it. That's how I'm going to do it. Unconventional. So I will take it, y'all. I will take it. I want you to be unconventional in the things that you are doing. Things may not look the same and feel the same as the next person over here. And you may not be doing it the way that you figure they are doing it, and they're getting all the accolades and all of this stuff. But you stick to your guns. You stay the course, because just because you don't do it that way, that doesn't mean that it's not warranted, it's not needed. I had to understand that I had something, and it was packaged differently. So because of that, this is how I move. The unconventional advocate. And I'm going to tell you, and this is my last piece, and we're going to get out of here. I will be unconventional until the day I'm gone. I will be unconventional every single time I step in, because there are people out there that are looking for the unconventional, that yearn for the unconventional, that need the unconventional, because the conventional have been doing it and they have been beating the dead horse, like drums. But it does nothing for you. I'm packaged differently. I look different. I feel different. I love different. Let me come on in. And when I come in, when I leave, if you don't like it, if that's not your bag, then you let me know. But I'm coming in unconventional. I'm going to step outside that box. That's what I'm going to do. So I will take it. I'm the unconventional advocate. Call me unconventional. That's cool. I have no problem with that. Because I know who I am, and I know how I show up, and I know what I do. Just make sure that you're doing the same for you. And I want to say this. 9 times out of 10, the programs, the things that you do for your community, for your family, and for everything, the things that you do, is because they were not done for you. It's because they were lacking something when you went through it. It's because you can see the missing pieces. So you be unconventional and put that together. Put that puzzle together and make it, you know what I'm saying? Glue it together, hang it up on your wall. Look, I did that. That's what I did. That's me. Unconventional. And I don't believe that if I was conventional, I would have done half the things that I've done in my life, or things that I will continue to do, or things that I haven't done yet, places I haven't been yet. I have been there because I'm unconventional. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Let's go ahead on and do it one more time before we get out of here. Let's get that push. Y'all tap the middle of that screen, TikTok. Let me know that you are in. Push them up there. Give me some roses. Give me some stars. Give me some hearts. Do all of that. Blow them hearts up. YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Podbean, X. Y'all show me some thumbs up. Show me some hearts. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Show a friend. And do all of that, right? And do all of that. Y'all make sure that y'all are good. Y'all make sure that y'all are good. And I'm going to always be over here making sure that you're good as well. But we got to make sure that we're unconventional. Because what happens is sometimes you're doing it the same way and it has a bad taste in people's mouth, right? I don't cook the same. I don't live the same. I don't roll out the same. I am not the same. I am unconventional. And if that means I'm unconventional, but I can reach the people, I can be with the people, they can understand me and they can love me and they know that I'm going to do what I need to do, I'm going to be down like 4 flat tires and I ain't going nowhere, then I will be unconventional all day, every day. That's just what I'll do. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know it's Titan in the morning. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I want y'all to come on over. Look, y'all do what you need to do, have what you need to have, but y'all come and share some time with me in the mornings. We do a good morning wake up, and that's what we do. We're going to love, we're going to be, we're going to do, we're going to have all of that. And I love you, and I love you for it. Thank you for being part of my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family. And y'all be unconventional. Be unconventional. Do what you do. All right, y'all. So y'all know what we do. Y'all know how we end this, right? Y'all know how we end this. Now, for those of you who are on, stay on with me. Don't go just yet if you can. Stay on because I want to talk with you this morning. I just want to give you a little something this morning. This is what we do at the end of every show, right? I don't know if nobody told you today, nobody told you yesterday, last week, last month, or last year. I want to tell you today that I love you right where you're at in this moment, right? Right where you're at in this moment. You will have other moments, but you will not have this moment, okay? I love you right where you're at in this moment, flaws and all, right? You don't have to ask for it. You don't have to return it with a receipt. I love you right where you're at in this moment. So take your hands. If you can't do it physically, do it mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and wrap those arms around you, right? Wrap those arms around you and hold yourself real tight, right? Hold yourself real tight. And what I want you to do is put your name where my name is, and I want you to repeat after me. I want you to repeat after me, right? And what I want you to repeat after me is, Titan, I love you right where you're at in this moment. I love you right where you're at in this moment. We're not worried about next week. We're not worried about tomorrow. We're worried about right now in this moment. There's a constant in this world and this love, but we need more of it. So hug yourself real tight. Put your name where my name is and say, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Titan, I love you right where you're at in this moment, right? Lynn, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Rainbow, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Her, First Lady, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Doris, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Zilna, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Gwen, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Arnisha, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Lady, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Tatum Kathy, I love you right where you're at in this moment. $10, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Particular, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Keisha, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Annie, I love you right where you're at in this moment. The King, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Let's see here. Ryan, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Who else did I have? I had somebody else up here that was telling me, I got you. Okay, yes, indeed. I got you. I got you. Let's see. Rare, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Shanice, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Oh, Happy, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Roly, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Proud Mama, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Julia, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Daryl, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Eric G, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Emmanuel, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Paula, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Terry, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Let's see. I think I'm winding down. Hold on. Am I winding down? Timothy, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Yeah, y'all. I think I'm trying to get it. These comments are moving, but I love you all right where you're at in this moment. I want you to take some time, right? And I want you to make sure that you love yourself where you are in this moment. Check on your friends, check on your loved ones, and make sure that you are good. But I want to tell you that I love you right where you're at in this moment. Thank you all for tuning in this morning, right? We need more love in the world, and all we need to do is just love ourselves so that there will be more love in the world. Peace and blessings to you. Until next time, y'all be good now. Y'all be good now. You hear? All right. Until next time.